Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Sheffield United versus Everton. A game, Jack, that you'd think that Everton have got to win.
Yeah, I mean, that was Wolves the other day as well, weren't it?
Yeah.
It was, we could really do with winning this, and obviously we never. So a
Mm,
week on, we sort of need to win this even more now because,
mm.
obviously, we conquered Doncaster away in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, picked up a major scalp. But in the Premier League, we're not in as good form, are we? Yet to score a goal, yet to pick up a point, and things really do need to change sooner rather than later. Otherwise, the magic of the Carabao Cup win won't be enough to keep Sean Dyche in a job for much longer if we don't at least score a goal soon.
Yeah, obviously on the back of 3 Premier League defeats, 2 home defeats, we've got games coming up against Arsenal and Brentford away. They're going to be particularly very tough. This is a game where you look and think Everton really need to get their season going. Obviously Sheffield United yet to pick up a point either. Been unlucky, obviously, in all 3 games. They've lost by a goal in all 3 games. And for a team that's been newly promoted, hasn't spent a hell of a lot of money, they'll be encouraged by that. I mean, that's again the difference between where we are and where they are. They'll be encouraged in that, and they'll be looking at this game thinking, this is a fantastic chance for us to take our first 3 points. They'll be looking at this thinking, 12 kickoff at home, big opportunity to put Everton more in the mud. And we've got to go there on Saturday and we've got to put out a very professional performance and hopefully do the job.
Yeah, it's not a 6-pointer as such, but it is an opportunity to, a team who we're going to be competing with in similar positions. You would imagine, another team that some feel are tipped for relegation. You can take some points off them as well and really put them in it in the same way you're saying they want to put us further into the mud. We need to do the same to them. We need to leapfrog them. We need to make them the team that are going to put them bottom of the league and propel us upwards.
Yeah, to be honest, the one sort of positive I have for this game is the fact that, last week Sheffield United played Manchester City, and obviously they're not going to have a lot of the ball. I think they ended up with 15% or something. A mistake got them the goal. They're going to be looking at this game thinking we're going to have more of the ball. There's more emphasis to have the ball and go forward, and I think that'll benefit us. I think we're not going to go in there and get probably 50% possession. It's going to be, I think, possession-wise, it'll be pretty even. And I think that's actually a bonus for us, that they might have to come out and try and break us down. I mean, I know that hasn't been that hard, but I do believe that's a bonus for us, because obviously when you play Manchester City, they'll be looking at that thing, and they got beat 2-1. They nearly grabbed a point late on. The crowd were, there was nothing to lose. The crowd were on it. But this week, it just becomes slightly different. It becomes that must-win game for them. And can they grab hold of the game? Can they go and actually create the chances? And I think that leaves me optimistic.
Yeah, well, them coming off a decent performance in losing Everton City and actually scoring goals as well, albeit only 2. It's 2 more than Everton. They're the bigger hitters in front of goal at the moment compared to us. They're at home as well, so the emphasis is on them to sort of take it to us. And maybe, we've had 2 home games on the run now where we've made all the chances and we've dominated the game and we've done nothing with it. Maybe it'll actually help us to, be a bit more selective with our attacks and to be the ones who a team has to come and break down. Sheffield United, they like to pack out the middle, so they might well dominate the ball, but it's what we make them do with it that'll count, and it's what we do when we win it back that'll count as well.
Yeah, they're coming off the back of a 0-0 in the League Cup as well. They obviously got beat on penalties. So obviously goal scoring, you've seen from that game, it's not their forte when they need to go and beat a side. It's not there. And I think that's somewhere we can definitely prosper in this game. We just have to get off on the right foot, don't we? Because, I mean, obviously the home games for Everton we've looked all right. I mean, obviously we've been beaten in both of them. But obviously against Villa and for the first half against Doncaster, we were absolutely dreadful. We just don't seem to have an identity away from home. I'm not saying we've got a massive one away. Sorry, I'm not saying we've got a massive one at home, but away from home, we just don't. We just don't know how to dominate teams, because we can't dominate teams. I suppose for this game, the big plus point is obviously Beto's came in 45-minute cameo, got his goal. And suddenly we do look like we've got a focal point in the team. that can occupy the opposition, to give them something to think about. Because I think we've been going into a lot of games. I mean, obviously the last game away, Villa, Dominic Calvert-Lewin started but went off injured. But we didn't know how to use them. Whereas I think with someone like Beto, I think you can get more with less. I think, listen, the football we play is not brilliant. A lot of long balls, a lot of balls down the channel. But I actually think someone like Beto can feed off that, can actually make something out of them more than maybe Dominic Calvert-Lewin has shown. Not that he's shown a lot in the recent months and year, but we suddenly have someone who might just be able, I'm not putting too much pressure on, but he might be able to transform the way we play at the top end of the pitch.
Well, we've spoken a lot in the last few weeks, haven't we, about the lack of identity in this Everton team. We've just spoken about it then doing the final word for Everton versus Doncaster. Having a striker like Beto who has a specific style to his game, there are things he wants to do on a football pitch, things he's good at, running in behind, chasing long balls, that immediately gives you the plan A, doesn't it? It gives you something to go to. You need more than that. You can't just rely on that, but immediately it's something. It's one piece of the puzzle taken care of, isn't it? A move that's on, a pass you can make. So that immediately, it gives us something we can aim to do, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's, he seemed to fit straight into the team because the team have been crying out for that. Obviously, there'll be changes for this side. We're recording this on Thursday, so we don't know what's going to get done before, obviously, the weekend. I don't think it's going to make any difference. The likes of Iwobi's can't play in this game anyway. It would be good if someone like Dwight McNeil is available, whether it's off the bench, whether he starts. The manager didn't give too much away, just said he's back on the grass. Whether he gives him another couple of weeks with the international break, I don't know. But hopefully this will be the catalyst, having someone like that. The catalyst for someone Dan Juma, who we saw for the first time playing off the left this week as well. So if we can just get things going up there, I think take the pressure off the back line. Hopefully get the midfield. I mean, and it's a lot of ifs, it's a lot of hopefullys, but that is the lift sometimes you need. And if you can get through this game, hopefully get a win. When the international break comes, we return from that. We have the likes of Jack Harrison, Dwight McNeil, any signings we brought in, ready to go, and just reshape this team a little bit. Because again, it's that thing of not starting the season with the players you need to take you forward, and playing with a lot of players that we're already used to, or we know we can't do the job. And certainly with the injuries, that hasn't helped. But yeah, it would just give everyone a lift.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd just be going back to the football after the international break and just a much more positive standing, wouldn't you? Obviously, if you do get a win, it's not ideal to have 2 weeks away, but there's nothing we can do about that. But if we can come into that Arsenal game not in crisis mode, with a win behind us, hopefully a clean sheet as well, and a couple of goals, get that monkey off our back and just scratch that itch, just get rid of this pressure of needing to score a goal. Because the longer we go not get them on, the bigger issue it's going to become, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the first thing we need to do is make sure we get goals. Get goals, and hopefully, that turns into wins. It's not just about not winning games; it's about not scoring goals. Because if we had scored goals in those 2 home games, we're winning those games as far as I'm concerned. That's the big turnaround. It's scoring goals without there being a mass change of things. It's saying this team can actually score goals. It would have scored goals if it had the striker in. That's the big thing for me. Everything else can change slowly. The players coming back, maybe getting used to, just sometimes it can be difficult beginning of the season. He's still coming off that pre-season mode. It can be difficult. So for me, it's scoring goals naturally. It's taking those chances that you've already had in other games, but putting it in the back of the net. I think that's the big thing for Everton. And certainly that will start with this game.
That's the difference, isn't it, from these 2 games to out of the 3 where we did dominate and we were unlucky to win. But it was our own fault. We didn't take our chances. Yeah. We made enough chances to win and we didn't take them. Got a striker through the door now. He got 10 goals last season, so he's not a goal-a-game striker, but he is more prolific than what we've got.
Yeah.
So hopefully now we can start taking some of these chances we've been making, and we can show that the performance is there. We were just missing a crucial element of it to finish it off, and that would immediately just calm everyone's down a little bit, I think.
definitely. Let's have a little look at Sheffield United's team from the last game. Playing three. Obviously, we played 3-5-2. It's a mix. There's not like lots of like Premier League names in there. Obviously, the name that we've pointed out there is Norwood. Let's just have a little look at his stats. XA of 0.3, pass accuracy 77, one key pass, duels 47%, tackles per game 2, heat map obviously all over the pitch. But they're not exactly blessed with lots of talent. They've come up, they haven't thrown the kitchen sink at it. They know what they're doing. They're bringing in some clever little frees and stuff. And obviously they brought Tom Davis in. Be interesting to see whether he was involved, because he wasn't involved in the cup and has just been on the bench so far. So for them, they are just trying to get through, aren't they? They've had, as I said, a couple of decent buys. Nothing to break the wheel, but if they go down, they'll take all that Premier League money, invest it again, and then come back, because they're not a team with massive resources.
But they're not blessed with technical ability either, are they? Ilman Ndiaye was their sort of a technical gifted player. He's obviously left. Oliver Norwood, he's more of a workhorse. Yeah. He's an engine in the middle of the park. If you look at the team itself, 3 at the back. They're trying to make a solid, honest, hard-working team. A big man, little man combination up front. They're just trying to get the basics right, aren't they, and get by doing that. The 3 at the back suggests to me that maybe we'll see Everton go with the striker and a player playing off them. Yeah. Set up again, whether that's the Corey or Danjuma playing off, hopefully Beto. Because then you can go 2 up against 3 and you're not as big a disadvantage with just one man sort of lost up front on his own.
Let's have a look at the Everton team from the last game in the Premier League. What can you see? Like, you look at our side, obviously, can you see many changes from that side? Obviously, Danjuma was playing up front. James Garner's on the right. Dom was on the left. Obviously, Ashley Young at left back. Can you imagine many changes? Obviously, Beto, we imagine, is going to come in.
Yeah, I think Beto starts up front and Danjuma maybe becomes the winger, replacing Dobbin.
Yeah.
I think Garner maybe stays at right wing just in the absence of any other replacements. Dice said McNeil might be back, and right now he's very non-committal on that. If we're going on the side of he's not coming back, we're just going with what we've got. Garner probably continues on the right side, which isn't ideal.
No.
But what else do we have?
Yeah, I mean, after the recent performances, I think James Garner could find himself playing right back. Don't think Nathan Patterson started the season at all well. And I think we saw from the sub at half-time against Doncaster that the manager trusts him more there if he's got the players to play midfield. If McNeil's available, he might start McNeil on the right, Danjuma on the left, and obviously play Beto up front. That might mean Garner goes to right back. I think Ashley Young will continue at left back. I don't think Mikalenko did anything in the game to persuade him any other way. And I think, Tarkowski and Branthwaite not starting the game means that they're going to start in this game as well. So I think that'll be pretty much it. So, but having Beto in there, as we mentioned, it's a huge plus point. It'd be great if Don could be available as well, maybe on the bench. Takes the pressure off, the likes of Schmitti and be into. Listen, we don't know whether Mopai's going to still be at the club as well, but suddenly if Dom's available on the bench as well, wearing a mask, suddenly you've just got a couple of options, haven't you, just to change it up and give them something to worry about.
But you can even go 2 up top, 2 out and out strikers up top at one point potentially if Calvert-Lewin is available. Doubt he will be. Sean Dyche didn't seem very confident he would be. He said he didn't want to aggravate the injury again. Fair enough. But once he is back, definitely, you have got the option then of start Calvert-Lewin or start Beto or start both of them. You've got options to play behind them, whether it's Danjuma or Decore.
Yeah.
Or, maybe even Chimiti gets a shout at one point. You've got options for the wings with McNeil, Harrison, Danjuma again, hopefully another addition. So that'll all come in the coming weeks. At the moment, we're still a little bit limited. I'd like to see James Garner at right back, but it's just for the fact that he might have to fill in at right wing. I don't think we will. But again, in future weeks, we've got that option there, haven't we?
Yeah, no, we definitely have, and I think someone like Patterson might need to just be taken out the firing line, just for himself, just for now. Go away with Scotland, you know, play for them, a little change of scenery, a change of way of doing things, and hopefully gets back in the groove, because I certainly think he's got a future. I just think he's not quite been at it this season, and that might be for a lot of factors, you know, who's playing in front of him, who's playing alongside him. Things have been changing all the time for him. It's not, you know, when he's had injury problems and maybe he just doesn't feel like completely 100%. Yeah, who knows? But there you go. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments on this one. It's, for me, certainly, it's a must-win. I think Everton have got to win this game. Got to get 3 points. I've got to get, you know, that off their back and not be seen as the, you know, the disaster club of the Premier League. So let us know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more great videos, join us over on Toffee TV Premier. The link is in the description. QR code's coming up on the screen now. See you later.